And just in case if you're wondering, I'm doing a lot of these while I'm walking. I don't like to usually do it back at home because there's always noise and distraction all the time. I never get the stuff done. So let's get straight down to it. Okay, I was last time mentioning to you how you can get an idea that you're actually speaking to one of your deities in a good way, that you know the difference. And that it should come over top of, like, if you have headphones or something like that, you should hear it over top of it. And that's a good way to confirm that it's real. Okay, now, I want to discuss with you, how do you know what you're speaking to? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it, gendered female, gendered male, or neutral? And I usually use neutral because something doesn't identify as anything. And if they're fluid or non-binary, it usually comes up neutral in the spiritual realm. Which there are rules, and I'm going to discuss that later because they do have rules that they follow. Okay, so basically, long story short is that anything on the left side is male. Anything on the right side is female. Anything coming basically straight at you or straight behind you and no one direction or the other but right towards you, that is going to be neutral. Okay, so now you're wondering, well, how do you know good or bad, right? Okay, now that is anything forwards towards you, whether it's on the left or right or it's in the middle, is usually has no ill intentions. They could have no intentions at all, but it's not ill, okay? And I'm going to say ill instead of baneful because it's just, you get the idea if you look it up, what the word means. Anything behind you, this is where most of you who may not know you're psychic or maybe just getting into it are going to understand this. Anything behind you is going to be an attack. That means if you get sudden pain in the back of your head, or a sudden headache out of the middle of nowhere, you have no reason to have it, because I am going to stress the same thing everybody else does, is mundane first. If you're not prone to those type of headaches, and it suddenly comes out of the middle of nowhere, then you know what it is. And it's an attack. And you should feel a certain sense of sensations of tiredness or anxiety or something like that. That should come with it. It shouldn't just be the pain. You should maybe even pick up an emotion or something. And that's how you're going to know the difference, that if it's an attack or if it's not. Because I myself today did have an attack. It was the back of my head on the left side, and it was at the base of my head. It literally felt like someone was hitting me in the back of the head. And I had anxiety, and I was tired. I didn't know what was going on. And just this sense of, where you want to crunch up, you're like you're protecting yourself. And I realized that's an attack. That's important to remember that. And when you are aware of it, you can defend yourself better, which I'll explain to you defenses. And I'm going to have to word it differently and try to get you out of the more literal concept, even though you can do protection spells and stuff like that. So maybe that will help you out. Because there's a different way of approaching attacks than just spell bottles and wards. And I will bring that up with you probably next week if I can.